And good morning, Minecraft. This is Mr. Keserian, and we are back to record another episode for the multiplayer series. Woot! Okay, so we put our nuclear reactor in last night. Let me explain to you the basics of nuclear reactors as we get started here. Nuclear reactors have some sort of fuel source placed inside of them, and then they use that to generate heat. And heat generates power. But if you have too much heat, your reactor goes kablooey. Kablooey. Right. So let's get started, shall we? If I get back up here. I almost just left for the evening, unfortunately. So the first thing we're going to need is some of this thorium dust. Alright. And we should have some more uranium dust sitting around in here. So let's chuck this into the centrifuge. Starts it running. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our compressor, grab these copper plates, and throw some thorium in. Let's get some tin. Get some of that. Alright, so now we got our cells. But we're not even close to done yet. We need an automatic canning machine. Forgotten about that. So let's check that out. Can't do it from there. There we go. I need a canning machine and a conveyor module. Canning machine, machine block, tin, and electronic circuit. This is easy. Yoink. Throw that in. Let's get some 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, we were mining. Amos actually found a hollow hill. So yes, that was handy. Wish there was just a clear all button for that thing. Ba-dum. Canning machine. I need that conveyor module. I need some aluminum plates, some glass, some electronic circuits. Aluminium. 1, 2, 3. We have aluminum now, so why not use it? Boom. Where am I going to put it? Right there, maybe? That's my other MFE, isn't it? So you guys can tell we're getting a little short on space here. I'm going to have to make a bigger room. I can put it on top here. Yeah, I can just tap into that power line right below me, right? Alright. So let's get that conveyor module built. Aluminum glass 2E circuits. Alright, let's get some refined iron. Some more of this stuff. And some redstone. 2 of you. That there. Let's get that tin back. 1, 2, nope. Derp-de-dur. Let's get that RE battery. Actually holds its recipe. It's not half bad. Get some glass. Get our glass fiber out. I'll have to upgrade that, but that's okay. Put that there, put our battery there, and our plates right there. Conveyor module. Canning machine, conveyor module, automatic canning machine. And I'll be right back once we get this all set up. Alright, and we're back. That's put in place. We now have our automatic canning machine. Let us take out of our compressor our thorium ingots. Let's put them in here along with some cells. And this will, of course, can things for us. So we get our thorium cells, which don't stack. Let me get myself a iron chest, because I believe this machine will output... Eh? So you guys don't auto-output to the sides, then? Okay. So now what we're going to want to make is one set of quad thorium cells. We're going to need 3. Nope. We're going to need a dense copper plate for each of those. Let me get some more copper out of this thing and start smashing it down in our plate bending machine. There we go. So let me grab 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. This should be enough to make our doubles at least. So we put you guys there, we put that, and then drop these into our crafting area. Hold on. Quad thorium. Oh. We just need standard copper plates for this. Throw that in there, throw that in there. Quad thorium needs 3 of you. And we have our quad thorium cell. According to my calculations, we need 2 of those dual thorium cells for this design. And of course it's not a shapeless recipe. So that's 1 dual thorium and 2 dual thorium cells. Like that, and we take our copper plates, and yoink. Okay, now let's get downstairs to our reactor, shall we? Do I have a lever on me? No, I don't. So the way these things work is quite simple. When given a redstone signal, they turn on, and while they're on, they generate heat and produce energy. So we need to cool these reactors, right? Because if we don't, they're just going to, heat up too much and suddenly explode. So we're going to run over here. I'm just going to demonstrate this to you guys, all right? So I believe, according to my reactor planner, there's an app on the forums, which if I remember, I'll link in this description here. Dual, okay. I think this is right. Yeah, dual, quad, dual. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go dual, quad, dual. And if you notice, there's no signal, so it's not producing any power. But if I connect my lever to this, it's producing power. Now what you can't tell is it's also generating heat. So I'm going to turn this thing off before it, starts doing some damage to me here. Because what we're going to need is we're going to need to craft some items to cool it off. Okay? Let me just look at my... No, that's fine. That should be fine. How do I get upstairs again? Let's go over here. For some reason, I find it easier just to go up through the cableway than to actually, go up through the rest of the house. But that's okay. You're probably full. I can shut you guys off now from upstairs. Oh, and I have gates, which means this will be even easier. All right, hold on. Let me get some gates out of here. Let me show you the first part of what we're going to do here. And off, please. So just to show you in basics, let me get out my cobblestone structure pipe. These are not Red Power 2 gates, which I think you've seen in my previous series. These are actually structure pipes. I'm going to drop one right there. What I'm going to tell it is I'm going to throw a gate on it. Just by right-clicking, you can open it up. Think of your gates as basically sensors for your logic systems. So I can say energy, energy stored, can store energy, redstone signal. So what'll happen is, as soon as this thing can store energy, it'll emit a redstone signal and turn on those engines. Make sense? Good. Because we're going to use this for our reactor. But we're not going to use it yet. No, 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 no. Not yet at all. What we need are some of these things. Heat exchangers. Now, if I believe I'm correct, I use standards. But let me see if I use component heat exchangers. Red and yellow border. Okay, component heat exchangers. Nope, we just want regular old-fashioned heat exchangers. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so our regular heat exchangers, dense copper plates, electronic circuits, and tin. And how many of these do we need again? 1, 2, 3. We need 3 of them. It's not too bad. I think I got some dense copper plates around here somewhere. And we need 3 electronic circuits. Got some copper. Some redstone. And some refined iron. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we got those. We got these, and now we just need some tin. 1, 2, 3. Now if you notice, none of this stuff actually stacks correctly. Yep, that's one of the downsides of building nuclear reactors in IC2. None of the components stack. Understand this now and understand it well. Okay, so let's run down here. Now we can expand this grid inside the reactor by adding more chambers. So we go 1, 2, 3. What this will do is this will actually spread out. This will actually spread out the amount of heat that's being generated across the reactors. Make sense? I hope so. Because now we're going to need to make some heat vents. Just some standard. Well, what's the recipe for that? That's tin and iron. If I use... Let me just check my reactor planner here. If I use component heat vents... Da-doom, 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 da-doom. Nope. Da-doom. One of the blocks is turning yellow. I don't know what that means. I hope it doesn't mean that that item's destroyed. Okay, so let's get ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heat vents. Okay, because at least that'll get us, you know, close. Just some refined iron or aluminum plates and bars. So what's 8 times 4? 8, 32. Well, okay. 8 times 4. 2, 16, 32. So I need 32 aluminum plates. Shouldn't be too hard. If you notice, aluminum is basically... Aluminium. Aluminum is basically a replacement for refined iron this late in the game. I have copper plates for days. Which is good, because we'll eventually want to upgrade this reactor. Now let me make... Because our standard heat vent... Okay. We're still cooking those up. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. So in the meantime, let's set up our control system down here. If I get... Do I have any jacketed... Nope. Got some alloy wire. I can make it work. I don't want to have to go through the full trouble of cooking stuff up again. Alright, so let's get back downstairs. Let's actually use our fireman's pole this time. And we overshot a little bit. Now if I had a magnetizer, I could go back up that thing. Makes a very easy way to try and travel. So, if I go up here, right, and I stick this here, and that here, and I tell it I guess it's capacitor, space for energy, redstone signal. Now that's not going to affect the reactor itself, right? But that will. So now it's running. Let's turn that off because it's not quite stable yet. You can see these heat exchangers took some heat damage. As the reactor heats up, those heat exchangers will take heat damage. So let me get back upstairs here. This is at least until we get those heat vents in and operational. As you notice, we have something processing, so our engines have turned themselves on again. Okay, are we done yet over here? Yes, we are. So let's make this really nice and simple. Let's put this iron back. And we'll put our iron bars in. And, oh. Oops, I got it wrong. So let us swap these things around. No? No. Oops. Eight of them, please. Let's now charge downstairs to put these in and to do the first monitored test of our nuclear reactor. Now, according to the reactor planner, this thing should be able to run a full cycle and shouldn't require any cooldowns. Okay? There's a reason I built it kind of far away from everything else, even though it won't really help if we have an accident. So the heat vent goes in. You should see the heat exchanger is not taking damage anymore. That's because it's venting out to that heat vent. Where did I put the last two heat vents? Ah. Okay. So, we put our last two heat vents right next to that thorium cell. Okay, let's wait for our heat exchangers to cool off completely. Apparently they won't. So let's reconnect our wire over here. The reactor turns itself on. What it's doing is it's slowly powering up this MFE, which is powering up this MFE, which is discharging out into the network. Now I suspect that the load is being taken up That's not building up much heat. That's holding 40, 50, 148, 156, 115, 148, 156, 115. So everything is in fact holding. Nope, that won't work. You can see as conditions are changing, the reactor's slipping itself on and off. That's better. Now what I could do is I could put a structure pipe there. Because let's say I don't want to run that reactor permanently, right? And maybe I want it for backup power. Flip a switch, enable backup power. Sounds like fun to me. I like that idea. At least that thing's manual now. So let's say I want this for backup power. Give me 2 of you. A piece of iron. Give me a redstone iron chipset, please. That'll take a while, and I'll probably end up doing that off camera, as a matter of fact. You know, just to make sure everything makes sense out there. So yeah, we now have basically nuclear backup power. Yippity-doo. Yippity-doo. I'm going to go turn it off manually just by breaking that piece of redstone wire. Not because I don't like the idea of a nuclear reactor running in our basement, but that thing's really meant more as reserve power. In case our lava generators ever run out of juice. So let me break you. That disconnects. And our reactor goes back into standby mode. Thorium cells, 24,830 seconds remaining. So that should provide us some good old-fashioned backup power. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Producing more cells up here. And as you guys can see, we do have... not over there, not over there. We're going over through here, back into the cabling room. You know, if the entire purpose of this cable run is to keep this area not visible to the outside, I'm doing a terrible job at it. And we come in here. And this room is still under construction, of course. We're still working on it, or at least I'm still working on it. It's going moderately well in here. And as I was saying, moderately well. You know, we're down about 3 levels. I'm going to go down another 2 or 3 to finish this room up. But other than that, it's going pretty well. We should be done eventually. Hopefully, but not before the next pack comes out. Because if so, I'm going to write a turtle program to do this for me and say, forget it. Because this was kind of silly. And it's actually kind of holding up the rest of our progress on everything else. We're waiting to do a couple more things, and I just realized I completely forgot to record Hearts of Iron today. Oops, I guess I'm doing that Monday morning. Well, Friday morning. Or Monday night. Or Monday morning. I'm doing that sometime in the nearby future. Ooh. So yeah, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to bore you. I'd rather have a episode that's short by 5 minutes than anything else. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching once again. We actually got something done this time. Hip hip hooray. So if you liked this episode, please like, comment, and or subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much, and as always, happy mining.